Hello, my name is Yasema Nejat from the Mindfulness Center in Bethesda. We have with us Dr. Jahnke, a doctor of Chinese medicine. He'll be speaking with us at Mind Body Week on October 13th about Chinese medicine and Qigong. Dr. Jahnke, we had a few questions for you. We wanted to know, how can the mind-body sciences bring change to our healthcare system, and in what way?
You're going to love this. The human body makes medicine every moment of every day for no cost. So nobody really is talking about this for some reason. It's kind of like a secret. And it's also tragic that it's a secret because the medicine that the human body makes, number one, is particularly effective for that person. In other words, there are no side effects. You don't need any kind of a prescription. You don't even have to go to a doctor to turn the medicine on. So, I don't know, maybe it's a conspiracy. Sorry, I don't like to go there, but you know, it seems strange that we know so much about how powerful we are, physiologically and emotionally. So the combination between the physiology and the emotions, that would be the mind-body, has this power to either suppress this medicine that we produce within our own body for no cost, or to turn on the medicine. So mind-body science is basically going to prove that so clearly, it actually already has proved that so clearly, that average citizens like ourselves will be able to take action to turn on the medicine within our own being, and therefore not need the medicine out there. So, how will that affect our healthcare system? Well, if we're lucky, again, sorry for being a little extreme, it will collapse the medical system. Because the medical system right now is based on people, average people, citizens, waiting until they're sick to do anything about it. And then, instead of being oriented to their own power, what they do is they put themselves into the hands of people who are in the business of, shall we say, selling medicine. So, people in the business of selling medicine, you know, do you get the connection here? So in other words, if you make medicine for free, if you're oriented enough to know that that's possible, so in other words, we can heal ourselves for free, or we can heal ourselves for $3 trillion a year. Now, if you wanted to pay off the national debt, then you would probably inspire the public to heal themselves for free. So where is the person who's going to inspire the public about that? Where is that person? I thought he lived like down there on Pennsylvania Avenue. But, you know, the conversation about healthcare, which is really a conversation about medicine that's going on in Washington, D.C., never mentions the thing that we're talking about, which is the power of the mind-body interaction to trigger healing resources, the production of healing resources within the human system, and basically eliminate the need for people to have medical care because they won't need it if they take care of themselves.
So stopping supply and demand for our current healthcare system by learning through Chinese medicine, through Qigong, how to heal ourselves.
That'd be the short way to say it. Not quite as enthusiastic as my point of view, but thank you. That was a great capsulization.
And what do you see as the biggest problems in healthcare, and how can we solve them?
Well, the biggest problem in healthcare is the thing that we're talking about right now, is that it's a secret, apparently. I mean, it's not a secret to me. I've known about it all my life. It's probably not a secret to you if you work for the Mind-Body Mindfulness Center. But it's a secret to the average person in the United States how powerful their own capacity for self-healing is. Science has proved back in the last century, in fact in the last millennium, right? It seems like 1,000 years ago. It was really only about 20, 30 years ago where science demonstrated absolutely clearly that humans can prevent 70 to 80% of the diseases that they get treated for. 70 to 80%. So what I would say the problem with healthcare is that the 70 to 80% of people who could be healing themselves for no cost aren't doing it. And the reason that's happening is, well, you want to guess along with me. Let's see. Do we have a medical system that loves cash? Yeah, $3 trillion a year worth. So I think personally, and this will seem extreme again, I'm sorry, I think that there's actually people in positions who could be doing a lot more. That's the kind way of saying it.
How can they utilize Chinese medicine and Qigong to do that? A
Well,
lot more.
Yeah, the Qigong and Tai Chi and yoga and meditation and all of the mind-body practices, they don't cost anything. You know, so like for instance, you're in school and you're 5 years old, you're in kindergarten class, and the teacher says, hey kids, let's move the body, let's act like we're giraffes or something like that, right? So now we're doing our animal practices, which is a classic form of Qigong. And then she hits the little bell, goes ding. Okay, now let's everybody pretend you're being very quiet, because kids don't always like to be very quiet, but if you get them to act out first, then they're quiet later. So how about at work? Take a few periods of time throughout the day to take care of yourself, and then the code for that is do some breathing practices, do a little meditation, stretch your body, move your wrists, because you're going to get some kind of a repetitive strain injury if you don't move your wrists in different directions besides these directions or these directions. And I, the boss, am saying you should do that. And the employee says, well, boss, why are you saying that? You've never said that before. Because it's good for the company, it's good for the bottom line, because actually it's been proven by science that when people take breaks like this, that they're actually more productive. So it's good for the nation, the boss might say. And then we all take those breaks. Let's say we're in the military and we're preparing to go to conflict. And we're learning how to be warriors, but we're not learning how to take care of ourselves. So instead, we have a whole part of our preparatory training to train us in meditation skills, Tai Chi, etc. So then, when we come back from the conflict, instead of spending thousands and thousands and thousands, millions of dollars, because we have the stress syndromes from the trauma of the experience, we don't spend thousands and millions of dollars because of the fact that before we went, we learned how to take care of ourselves, and when we got back, people said, remember, you know how to take care of yourself. So it's just, we as a society, we like to think we're fairly advanced, but actually, if you really look closely, modern society, we've got the great phones. I understand that part. We've got the best phones ever. But in terms of the intelligence that we have that we don't use, it's remarkably, well, I want to say tragic. It's just so tragic. What would be the difference between, learning as a child about meditation and not learning as a child in terms of the cost to the system? It's nothing. The teacher says, now before the test, let's just take a few moments to relax, scan the body, relax all your muscles, take a few deep breaths. There's no added fee for that. And to train children from day one to live like this, to train warriors to live like this, to train employees to live like this, to train
people.
Yeah, everybody.
That's a very beautiful vision. Thank you for sharing it with me today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for asking. Wish you well.